Hi guys, welcome to this week's YouTube video. This week's gonna be a little bit different than what I usually post. It's been raining the last 2 weeks in South Florida and I'm trying to stay consistent on here. I have, let me count how many different wetsuits I have. 6 different wetsuits and each of them serve a different purpose, so I wanted to go through it with you guys. I think we're gonna start the thickest wetsuit to the thinnest wetsuit. So without further ado, let's get this video started. First, I have my thickest wetsuit and unfortunately I've never worn it. I've worn all my other wetsuits plenty of times. They have a lot of wear and tear, but I've never worn this wetsuit. This is a Mari's Flexa and it's an 8mm wetsuit. It actually zips in the front, which makes it a lot easier to put on by yourself. This is how thick it is. Super thick. So I actually purchased this wetsuit because I was living in... Just hit my hand on the fan. I actually purchased this wetsuit because I was living in Alabama at the time and I was part of my college's dive club there and we were gonna dive in the springs in Alabama and lakes. I don't even know if they have springs in Alabama. The lakes? I don't really know. I didn't live there for very long because I got sent home during COVID. I've only actually ever tried it on, so I don't have much to say about this wetsuit. Maybe if I go to the springs this year, if I go scuba diving in the springs, I would wear this suit, but I don't think I'd wear this suit if I went free diving in the springs. You guys will definitely see whether I use this suit or not. Actually so heavy and it's kind of hurting my arm right now. If you didn't know this, I live in South Florida, but I go diving all year round, whether it's scuba diving or free diving in South Florida and the Bahamas mostly. People don't really know this, but the water does get cold. It's not like freezing by any means, but when you're out middle of the ocean, under 60 feet of water with nothing but a scuba tank strapped on you, it gets kind of cold. I wear a wetsuit all year round. I know the summer water is super warm, but again, when you're scuba diving underwater, I always get cold. So I even wear just a thin wetsuit during the summer. Everyone's different. My boyfriend just started wearing a wetsuit this past year. Before that, he'd be dead of winter not wearing a wetsuit. That could never be me. The next wetsuit I'm gonna show you guys is my 5mm wetsuit. Everyone calls me crazy for wearing this wetsuit, but in the winter, I kind of live in this wetsuit. I am always cold and I'd rather be comfortable. They all make fun of me because I pull out this suit in the winter. The water is probably like 75 degrees, 70 to 75 degrees. I don't even think it gets 70 degrees, but I'm cold. So this is when I pull out the Aqualung suit. This is the Aqualung Super Flex. Also, I feel like a lot of these wetsuits don't even get made anymore, by the way, because this Mari suit is like 5 years old. This Aqualung wetsuit is probably like 7 to 8 years old. I've had it for a very long time and I don't even know if they still have this specific wetsuit for sale, but I just want to go over exactly what brand and what's the model of the wetsuit. She's pink. I don't really own anything that's pink dive gear wise, but she's pink. My parents got me this wetsuit, so I didn't pick it out. She's definitely used. You could tell on the knees that it is worn. I feel like when I have lobsters in the bag, they always rub up against my wetsuit. I need to just bring my lionfish locker out there instead of the bag, but we just keep the bag on the boat and I always forget to bring my lionfish locker. Anyway, too much information. 5mm wetsuit from Aqualung. This one's called the Super Flex. This is how thick it is. So definitely not as thick as the other one. You can move a little bit more in it. I usually pull out this wetsuit come November and probably put it away end of February, beginning of March. Honestly, we have some cold fronts in March, so it really just depends. Next, I have my 2-piece Wayana wetsuit. This is a 3mm. I think I got it in a size small. I think it's closed cell when it's the neoprene on both sides. I should know that because I worked at a dive shop for a long time and my parents owned a dive shop for a long time, but I always mix them up and forget the difference. But I'm pretty sure it's closed cell. This is just like a little bit too small on me. I wear it all the time. I've actually have a couple holes in it, but it's not something I reach for as much as I used to, just because I got a new Wayana wetsuit that fits me perfectly that I'll show you guys soon. I tend to wear this in between like spring and fall, so I'll probably start reaching for this one very soon here. This is what the pants look like. I love the teal. Like, this is one of my favorite colors. This is what the pants look like. You could use this suit for scuba diving or free diving. I think this is actually technically a free diving suit, but I use it for scuba diving. You could use it for whatever you want to use it for. You could see that I ripped it over here because I use it so much. This is how thick it is. I like how it has the hood. Sometimes I wear the hood, sometimes I don't. It just depends how cold the water is. It attaches on here. You put the shorts on first, put the top on, and then attach it. I also like having a 2-piece suit because then you can decide whether you want to use the top or the bottom or both. I also love the hood detailing. And then it says Wyana on the back. Love this wetsuit. I've gotten a lot of use out of it, obviously, because I tore it and I still use it all the time. I use all my wetsuits until they are completely blown out or they don't fit me because I gained weight or something like that. They're made for free diving. They have more flex and stretch in them. The feature that I like about all the Wyana two-piece wetsuits is that they all come with this little SOS pocket that has a whistle in it. It's not in it right now because I had to cut it out for someone to use, but that's a story for another day. Next is the wetsuit of the summer. The wetsuit I've been using the last 3 months. I'm obsessed with it and I'm gonna try to use it as much as I can before I have to switch to my thicker wetsuit, but I love this wetsuit. First of all, the print, the color, it's so neat, it's so mermaid, and I feel like a badass every time I wear it. I'm obsessed. This is an open cell wetsuit, so it's a different material on the inside, not neoprene, and this material is warmer. People say it's harder to get on, but I think it's easier to get on. I think it just depends your body type in the wetsuit you have. Here is the thickness of this wetsuit. This is a 1.5 millimeter wetsuit. I used to have a discount code for you guys, but for some reason they randomly discontinued it with me after only like 4 months. Here is the top. So me. I'm obsessed with it. I feel like a mermaid every time I wear it. This one also has the SOS, the sleeve right here, and I actually still do have the whistle in it, and I could show you guys what the whistle looks like. Why isn't it working? Why isn't it working? It's like barely whistling. Why is it not very loud? Well, I hope somebody hears that. This wetsuit fits me better than my 3mm wetsuit I have from them, and that could be obviously because this one's thinner, because the different material on the inside, but I love this wetsuit, and I'm probably gonna use this wetsuit a lot in the winter when I'm free diving. The pants on this wetsuit also has a pocket on here for you to put a knife, which I think is super cool too. Oh my gosh, I'm missing a wetsuit. Remember when I said I have 6 wetsuits? Yeah, I have 7. I don't know how I forgot about this one. Now we're getting into the category of surf wetsuits, but I do use my spring suits while I free dive in the Bahamas a lot, but let's just get started. I absolutely love the brand O'Neill. O'Neill is probably my favorite surf brand out there. If you are long and lanky like me, O'Neill is probably the only surf suit that's gonna fit you. Something about O'Neill suits really does it for me. Love the pattern of this suit. This is the model Bahia. This is a 2mm wetsuit and it fits me perfectly. I'm obsessed with it. Here is the thickness of it. Only used this wetsuit probably twice because I got it in the beginning of last season and it didn't really get too cold in South Florida last year, but apparently this year is supposed to be a very cold winter. Word on the street, don't know if that's true. I guess we'll see together. I think I'll get more use out of this suit this year. This suit zips in the back and it has a long leash, so you can just pull it up and zip it in the back. Last, I have my spring suits. I absolutely love my spring suits. I get so much use out of them. I use them pretty much every single time I go surfing in the winter unless it's freezing and I use this suit, but love these suits. I got this suit probably 3 seasons ago, I would say, and I definitely get my use out of it. I still use it even though it has holes in it. Let me try to find the holes that are in it. Yeah, it's starting to rip back here. I don't know if you could even tell on camera, but there's the rip right here and right here. I also have a tear right here. It zips up in the front and it cuts like shorts. All black, O'Neill symbol in the back. I'm gonna use this suit until I completely blow it out. Love this suit. This is another O'Neill wetsuit, and the only reason I got this spring suit was because I thought I lost the black one. It was missing for a couple months, but then I found it. But this one does cut a little bit lower. I was hoping when I bought this wetsuit that it was gonna cut more like shorts. That one cuts more like a bikini actually, and then this one cuts a little bit lower. I wanted a wetsuit that cut like shorts, a spring suit, because my butt gets so rashed up from the wax on the surfboard that I just wanted my butt to be covered, but it doesn't really cover it, I'm not gonna lie. Still absolutely love this suit. This is my color, as you know. I love this freaking color. Has a little O'Neill logo on the back, and then in the front it says Woman of the Wave, which I absolutely love. And these suits are so comfortable and they fit me perfectly. No complaints, absolutely love this wetsuit. Thanks for watching, guys. That was all of my wetsuits, even though I almost forgot one there. I will have another video soon, hopefully going over all my scuba diving equipment, and then another video going over all my free diving equipment. If anyone wants to see that, let me know in the comments. comments, I could get that out sooner rather than later, or one rather than the other first. Thank you guys for watching. I'm sure you're gonna see a lot of these wetsuits in my videos pretty soon here, as the temperature is kind of starting to drop. I walked out this morning in South Florida and I was like, it feels like fall. I'm trying to post every week, and this is my 3rd week in a row posting, so I'm pretty proud of myself.